Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause
it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight.
Let's get the topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should.
It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right.
Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight.
It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project.
Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Tig once again, coming back here. Hope you guys are doing well. Yes, back in the house once again. I'll basically tell everybody what's going on, why I was missing last week. But again, I want you guys thank you for coming out here and joining and making everything pretty good. So yep, we're good here. So, alright, so thank you, God. Hope you guys are doing well. I hope everything is good with everybody and their family. Welcome back to another episode of Project Open Mic, where we're going to be talking about stuff as usual, but we're going to do something a little different today for sure. So, hey, we're going to get into that. So, with that said, here. Alright. So basically I was out for a little bit. Didn't do like I said, a show last week, and I will tell you why I didn't do a show last week. I kind of told people before that why, but there are people out there who's joining in the channel and never know what's going on. So I want to say, yeah, thank you all for reaching out and saying what you gotta say. And also last week we got about 58,000 people watching the videos worldwide from YouTube. Like I said, once again, the Project Open Mic is broadcast worldwide. So from Nico Japan to YouTube to ULive to Live Now to Temple FM to Spotify. Again, all that is really good, and I'm happy to have y'all watch that. So I thank y'all for getting me to that spot. So tonight we're gonna be talking about, like I said, Black History Month. I want to talk about some stuff that is, pretty important to what's going on out there. But it's not negative. It's not negative. It is February 29th. Is a leap year, extra day. So on an extra day, why not? Let's just talk about some goodness and not talk about some negativeness. You know what I mean? So let me just put my face in the mug here. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah. So like I said, I'm just gonna tell you what's been going on, and then I'll get into this stuff again. Thank y'all for joining us. Remember, down in if you have a place to have a description down below. You could it's a tree link. You could connect to any other platform that we always have. Okay, we do the video portion, of course. There's an audio portion of this. If you have Spotify, Google Podcast, Amazon Podcast, iHeartRadio, all that goodness. So with that said, thank y'all for joining us tonight. So last week when I was absent, the reason why is, and I could I could do a show about what happened last week for real, and I might do that like a straight no chase or something that's not connected to the Project Open Mic in that regard. But yes, last week I went home to my lovely, lovely island of Nevis. Yep, I'm happy that I went home and you know take care and look at some of my look over my grandmother, had my cousin, my aunt top, but mostly went there to make sure my grandmother's all right. She's happy. She was smiling. That's all I cared about. So in that regard, I was, did that, went down there and did that. And of course, because I was watching over her and making sure she's good and everything, I couldn't do a show last week. So one and two, I was in a different country, and three, I didn't have the internet. Ain't no way I have the internet to do a show that broadcasts all over the world to multiple stations and platforms with the speed we had down there, which was crazy. Where I'm at right now, back home in North Carolina, I have 1,000. We have basically 1 gigabit up, and then the same thing 1 gigabit down. So we had that down there was like 15 megabits per second, 50 megabits up, and then I think it was 4 up and 15 down. So yeah, I couldn't do nothing with that. So again, but went home, talked to the old lady, loved my grandma, went out there, enjoyed herself. She was happy to see me. She was smiling, and I went at the right time so I could help her. You call it, help her, she got out of bed, she can move around and stuff like that. She is 96 years old. Hopefully in 2 months she'll make 97. Knocking on all, whatever she goes beyond that. But I went down there and she was laughing and enjoying herself, which, I'm just gonna say I know it's not the best picture per se, but she was smiling, and that's all I cared about. She was down there. She was on the porch for the first time in a while, and she kind of enjoyed being on the porch. So hey, that's all I was caring for, and I thank the Lord for keeping the best in her and keeping her safe as best as it can. So that's where I was last week. So this week now. There were things that happened. There was bitter sorrow the week before, and sadness, and also there's some stuff we'll talk about. But I want to talk about something. Like I said, I want to talk about something that's nice. I don't want to talk about, because it's, again, Black History Month. I'll be honest with anybody out there, because people say stuff, and I don't particularly care about it. I played a clip with Morgan Freeman talking about Black History Month and stuff like that, and I don't particularly care too much about it, like, in that regard. Yes, you should know the history. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I just look at history as history. I don't look at it as a certain month to celebrate or whatever. I celebrate my blackness anytime I could get. I don't need a month. I don't need some arbitrary month or something that somebody tell me that I have to celebrate and be proud about it and stuff. Because again, I look at it differently. You might think of this wrong, and it's what it is, but I think I am happy to be alive. I am happy that my families are doing good. I am happy that I have a lovely wife. I'm happy that her family is doing good. I am happy that tomorrow God made me see another day. Okay? I am proud of what I've put in my platform. I am proud. And speaking of my grandma, she gave me, the idea for T3. And I'm proud of all the work I have done with this, with the T3 records. I'm proud of it. Not have I only given music around the world and people recognize most of my music and stuff like that. I've done music I've done albums. I've done in 20 years. I've done, let's see, 1, 2, 3, about 8, 9 albums, really. And my song has been in anime, has been in movies, have been in TV shows. We have we have 2 platinum awards, um, a gold award with, of course, Unity Sounds being no 3 platinum awards. Forget Party Zone, huh? Uh, Party Zone being first platinum, then Unity Sound back in 2007. Those 2 albums back to back in 2007, and then in 2012 we had, of course, Instant Classic. So I am proud of this stuff. I'm proud because I put my blood, sweat, and tears into things to get this far and do so many things. I am proud of the house I've got. I am proud of like I said, the computers and everything, like, all the stuff that God has blessed me with. I have. Now I'm saying this to say this. I was born black. Is there some things that come with being black? Yeah, there's something that come with being black. There's some good things, there's some bad things. All right? But I'm me. This color does not define who I am. Okay? I was born black. I can't take pride in something that I was born to be. Okay? I just ain't. I'm not gonna. I'm just being honest with that. I'm just happy, But me being who I am, showing the world who I am and who I stand for, my morals and what I stand for, that's a different story. That I represent me and me alone. There's a phrase I used to say in a show a long time ago. I don't say this much now, but it's like I said, black people don't represent. I don't represent black people. Black people don't represent me. The reason I say because, again, yes, I'm black, but like I said, I do stuff different than most black people, and most black people do something different than what I would do. I like all cultures per se. I mean, I love Japanese culture. I love South Korea culture. Been to Italy, love their culture as well too. Had love the food, love what was over there, like how fast they got the food out you when you go to restaurants and stuff like that. I mean, I like the American culture. There's a reason why I moved to America. I mean, I've gotten a steady job doing what I've been doing architectural stuff and designs and everything for 18 going on 18 years. I mean, that's its own blessing. Not many people in my generation have an 18-year log, and I'm hoping, knocking on wood again, I got 18 more years with the company. In 2003, I started T3 Records. Now, granted, I'm not gonna lie, from since 2000, like I said, the last tour we had was 2017. The last album we had was 2012. I've not done many stuff from since then, but still, it afforded me the house I live in, the car I drive, that all that from hard work. And one of the reasons I don't even stating some of this stuff to most people is because, again, I want people to understand, being black should not hold you back. Being black should not make you better. You are the person who should make yourself what it is. There's a reason why I say at the end of the show, evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, height, sex, race, nationality. Evil's evil. I am not I'm not the mightiest of thou. I'm not the most high roller. I'm not the most super peak of resistance of morals. I've effed up in my life. I've done a little bit of immoral things. Some, not, like I said, not killing or doing anything like that. But like when I'm talking about that, it's like, you know, if going back to my history of being a little bit sexually active when I was young, I should have never done that because that always got me, that got me caught up with a lady who tried to put a child on me. So, yeah, that you got, and like I said, that was not a smart move on my end, and I would say that was not a smart move on my end. I am not a, like I said, I am not an angel, but I'm nowhere close to being a devil because I've not done some crazy stuff to hurt people, whatever. There are people out there who do that. I've never robbed a person. I've never beat up a person, and again, God forbid that ever happened, and I don't want to do that. I mean, I'm talking about that, like beat up a person or shoot a person. Stuff. I hope I never have to do that, but I ain't stupid to walk around and I have a little, just in case something pops off. Legally, mind you, legally, okay, not illegally, legally, since a lot of people do think, but I have to say, and the reason I named this show the way I named this show because I've seen people come from really crappy situations, not no fault of their own, born in some situations, and come and make something out of their lives. I mean, Simone Biles, I wanted to do it, but I'm not gonna do it tonight. But if you go and you know her whole story of how she got, how her grandfather had to save her from her mom and everything, and now she's one of the most decorated gymnasts in the world and all of that. Like, her story is awesome. Dominated at that. When it comes to sports, ain't even no joke. Almost 80% of NBA is black. It could be maybe 90, but I'm just guessing. This is just guessing. I'm guessing. We used to dominate the baseball. Now it's a lot of Santo Domingos and Hispanics, but at one point we used to dominate baseball. We still kind of dominate football. I mean, shout out to Serena Williams and Venus Williams. They went into tennis and dominated for a while. And I'm talking about that. Like, we did that. Tyler Perry. Yes, he did. Tyler Perry started off something simple. But, hey, he hang in there. He did his thing. And you know what? He has his own movie studios in Atlanta. They're called Black Hollywood. Like, we have done great things and made sure how we done things. Now, some people, like I said, I can't take away credit from it. We had our first black president, Barack Obama in 2008. So we got up to the highest office we can get. Now, the reason I won't say vice president because again, no. I would never call Kamala because funny enough, I was at a church and it was like, look at our vice president, BC, who went to the historically black colleges, and she got there. She's Indian and black. No, she said she was Indian when she got pulled in there. So I'm not giving her that. And again, funny enough, she slept her way to the top. Because she did not do the right thing to get to the top. Right, right, Brown? So, no, I won't give her that. Sorry. But we have created we have created computers. We have created devices. We have created great shows. A lot of people in other countries like to imitate, and they do imitate our music, our songs, our music, our songs, our shows. Back in the 80s and 90s, I'm telling you, young kids who will never understand this, we had great shows. I mean, y'all could go and look up the story of Good Times. Y'all look at that. That was crazy. How Florida wanted to make sure that they wanted to give it that show as a single black woman, and she's like, nah, you won't give me a husband. I ain't gonna do this show. God bless the rest of her soul that she stand for that right. I am happy for it. John Amos stayed in there and did the right thing as best as he can before he got kicked out. Again, most of these people and like I said, that story about that. Like I said, I'll play because it needs to be heard. But that story crazy again. It was white leftists that was trying to tell a black man the experience of living and being black, which was like, hey, you want to tell me how to be black? I'm telling you, leftist people are nut jobs, and people think I'm no, they are. They're gonna tell you, you're gonna tell me how I live my life. You're gonna tell me you know my experience more than me. How? How, how you know that? But point taken, it was there. We had good times. George Jefferson, Wheezy and George was married in the show. We had other shows, of course. Of course, they had the Cosbys. Had Fresh Prince of Bel Air, where you had what a judge, and you had a judge. I forgot what Vivian was. Was she was just a stay-home wife, or was she a doctor? Could be wrong. But Claire Huxtable was a lawyer, and of course, Clifford was a doctor. Your OBGYN. The Winslows for Family Matters. Here was a cop and a woman who worked at excuse me, who worked and up and down elevator, who ran elevators and stuff like that. And funny enough, the Winslows episode came out the same way how Good Times episodes have. I mean, Good Times came because of the mother was on what was it again, Maud? I think it was the Maud was a sitcom, and people liked her, and it gave her a sitcom, and the same thing was it. The mother who Harriet, she was on Perfect Strangers as the thing, and then Carl came in one time to play the play the cop as her husband, and of course that's right after you had what was that movie? Die Hard 2. No, Die Hard 1, where Carl was the cop in that movie. Like, they did a great job, but it was a black story. No super ghetto-ness, no craziness, fun, enlightening, family friendly, heartwarming. Then you have Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper was basically the same thing too. He had Mr. Cooper coming in, being a coach, doing what you gotta do. That was all right. Then of course you had you keep on going. Like I said, you have Fresh Prince of Bel Air. You had Martin. You also had like oh, there's more than that. You also had, of course, you had Steve Hightower show. Okay, of course, My Wife and the Kids. With stuff like it goes on. Like I said, we had a part where comedians were becoming staples in homes. We had at the time we had the top shows to be watching and stuff like that. Now, granted, in after 2005, we have got a straight nosedive because of what? Straight nosedive because we have now we got all these ghetto shows and just messed up shows showing black. These are not black excellence. These are black hearted. Love and hip hop and basketball wives and all this BS, which is just despicable in my opinion. But reality TV is crazy. Again, we are as black people in America. There are different types of black people. All of us is not, and I repeat, all of us is not a monolith. The guy, 50 miles away from me, smoking crack on the streets, doing stuff, beating up a woman, all that stuff, pimping, all that other stuff that has no relevance to me other than he has the same skin tone. Other than that, and then he's a male. That's it. That's only two things we have in common. Other than that, we're totally different. Same thing for a woman who's doing the exact thing out there, who's basically selling her body, just doing whatever. She's black. But my wife is black too. And she and my wife, other than being that they're black and they're women, that's the only thing we have in common. We are not the same. We're not a monolith. So I don't like the reason I say that the reason I say this kind of stuff is because a lot of people think that all black people are the same, and we not. And most of the people who try to just say they're gonna help us out the most is not that. Is not that. We can, like I said, we are smart enough. If we put our mind to things, we're smart enough to do a lot of great things. We can. A lot of people didn't like. What was it? I can't play the clip because last time I got hit with it was not a copy strike, but it was thing. So it's like I'll retell the story, but you can go and look this up if you want to. On Herman Cain, and a lot of people didn't like him because of this, and just called him a thing and coon and all that stuff. But again, the first guy who came up with the code and the schematics to do ballistic missiles from a ship, it was Herman Cain. And like he said, what it told his stories, like he said, like I played before, he stated, it's not because he did like, oh, why he get more pay than me? Because he has a master's. It's not because I'm black. No, he had a master's. He said, you know what? I went back and got my master's. He went back and got his master's. One of my things I always tell black people is to prove people wrong by doing good things. Okay? Good. I'm not talking about bad. I'm not talking about trying to show off whatever, but just prove them wrong and doing good things. Okay? When he went back there and he told him, "Hey, I got my master's," then he became the head chief of the ballistic program. That's a good thing. Thomas Sowell, go look at some of his books and read some of his book about how he figured out back as I said, right after slavery, we had a rough time. I'm not gonna deny it. Black people in America had a rough time. No if ands about that. But we came together and did better as a group, percentage wise, not number wise, but percentage wise, than white people at that time. Remember, Madam C.J. Walker was the first female, not black female, female millionaire in America. We had Black Wall Street. We had a better, how should I say it? We had a better oh yeah, child. We were more living together. We had more back in the day, from the 1920s all the way to the 60s. We had more children born to two-parent households than the white people. White people was higher than us. We was at 18%. They was at 20%. We had to survive and forget it. So we had our own stores. Yes, you had the KKK. You had the what do you call it, Jim Crow laws and all that stuff, which was set up by what? I wonder what party set those up. But I digress. It was one party that set it up, and it ain't start with an R. But I digress. Anyway, we had Jim Crow laws, all that stuff going against us. Children couldn't walk to school. We were segregated. They were getting, but we were still more a community. We were still more together. We started flourishing. Again, we have our culture is so unique that like I said, a lot of people wanted to imitate it. Elvis Presley with his swinging hips, he got that from watching black people. Now he took it to the next level and whatever, you know what it is. But my point is, but it took from what greatness we had, and we could have done more great stuff, whatever. Now the 1960s changed all of that. When the civil rights movement changed all of that, and it just make things as bad as it is right now, and it does suck that way. But we hanged in there and did great things. We have a lot of scientists. We have a lot of doctors. Again, let's not forget who ran for president. I forgot his name, but you know he was kind of thing. But Ben Carson, the first doctor to separate Siamese twins, or like we have black excellence. We could do that if we could just focus on not trying to poppy show, as my grandmother would say, not trying to floss, not trying to show out. I mean, just recently, like I said, I played it a little while ago. I came out of high school, Charlotte Amari 2000. Grammy just passed just a while ago. One of the songwriters of the year is a guy that I went to school with. Like I said, when we was in school, we were friends. I know I'm not talking to him in a long time. But when I used to go home and I used to see him, I used to hit him up and stuff like that. But still, I'm being honest. I'm not because we don't talk on the same level. We don't. But Teron Thomas and them, like yeah, we was in the same choir. We was in the same class, same choir, singing music, doing stuff. Again, that class itself have produced all kind of artists like Buster By Pressure, Delano Brown, as we know him as, but he came out of that. Um, of course, Rock City, which is Timothy and Tiran, of course. Then you have Maurice Simmons came out of that as well too. Like and I came out of that. I'm not like I said, I got my awards and stuff, but I'm not recognized like that high. But again, my point is, good musicians came out of there. Shoot, I saw a brother on Facebook. Shout out to Tival Malone. Like we grew up, we went to middle school and high school. Yeah, elementary, middle school, and high school. He got himself an article being because he loves flying. He's an FAA agent and he's representing as best as he can in that regard. Like great in 2000, was it 2012 or 2000? No, 2007. Yeah, when I won my Music Guild Awards, and I had my grandmother right beside me. You know, and me and her took picture and stuff like that. I was proud. I got songwriter of the year, and we got music. I think album of the year, or yeah, album of the year. And then of course in 2012 we got album of the year too with Instant Classic. Like I've gotten awards. We can do this. When I came out of high school, I had me a scholarship for getting high scores in the SATs. And not only that, I get high scores for that again on the SATs. I came up here. I got two more scholarships because again, so I the scholarships and worked my butt off. By the time I got my degree from NC State, my bachelor's degree, I had no student debt. Why? Cause I got scholarships. I worked to get those scholarships and I worked to pay everything off. I've seen people that was around me from school to friends to the village back home and everything go out and do great things. Right now, one of my childhood friends, his son is going out right now and is whooping. And I'm talking about that. He's like the black Michael Phelps. He's going out there and shout out to my boy Julian. His son is going out there and just literally whooping all these other people in swimming and triathlons and stuff. My boy Genesis, we call him Reginald, but Genesis, he used to be going around and doing world class. He was a cycler, and he was a world class cycler, going all over the world cycling. Like these are people from my small island of Nevis going and making a name in this out there in the world. They're kids. If you go on Google right now, and I could show you, but I'm just saying, I'm just like I said, I'm trying to keep it to a certain way tonight. Like there are kids out there who are getting mass scholarships. There's young kids, young boys. I've shown got a boy who's like 12, a girl who's like 16, who's gotten seven acceptance and full pace, full ride of scholarship. Like there are smart black boys and black girls out there. But I have to state this personally. It all starts in the home, and we got to, like I said, men, you have to make good choices with women. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up until you get married, and make sure you know who this woman is before you marry her. Because again, I'll be honest with you, there's some stories out there. Like I said, I could do them tonight, but I just want to be positive on the last day in Black History Month. There are, how should I say this? Like, you gotta choose correctly. Girls, you got the same thing too, man. Just stop looking for clout. Stop looking for that. Stop looking for that. Remember again another video I did. Stop looking for the drug dealers and the scammers and all that stuff. No, look for yes, the nice corny dude that you might know, whatever. Again, and I understand it's attraction, but sometimes those guys come up and do great things. Like I said, it's funny that I went back home to my grandmother's house, the house I grew up with. Now it's updated and everything now because we put on a new roof, we put in a new kitchen, we did a lot of stuff to the house. But still, my grandmother saw my house. She prayed on my house that I'm in right now. That house gotta be no more than maybe like 1200 square foot, 1200 square foot, little land and all that stuff. Small rooms, that ceiling, like I could have literally reach up and touch the ceiling with my hand. Because I remember my aunt was like, I was touching the ceiling. My aunt was like, "What is that? Is that a monkey?" I'm like, "No, it's just me messing it up there." Yes, we do have monkeys on the island, um, but no, we um I am just happy that, like I said, my house that I live in right now. Now, I'll be honest with you. There's two things to be different. I'll be honest to you though. My house right now is 2 times bigger than my grandma's house that I grew up in. Now, is it built stronger to take care of storms? Yeah, I wish I kind of have that up here, but of course it wouldn't work because of the concrete. It's a bad insulator for cold and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, yeah. I came from living in a place that I had our house, no indoor plumbing, had to take showers outside in the cold. Wasn't fun. Was not fun. Of course, where I grew up, there's no welfare at the time, and they might have some now, but I don't know. I really don't know. But there's no welfare at its time and stuff like that. I came from that where you had, as I was eating sandwiches, it was just basically butter and bread or mayonnaise and bread. That was it. I know people have that. You had your cornflakes. You put in milk with hot water to extend the milk and all that stuff. I know people who are living in welfare does that, but again, we didn't have welfare. We didn't have that. So that's just what our life was. Take part of milk, making the milk. Like I came from that to be now. I could put food on the table for my family that I could, like I said, I have a studio room, which is where I'm in right now. My wife has her own massage room because she's a massage therapist, and she could do massages and stuff like that, and her stuff. We still have extra bedrooms, a gaming room, a movie room. Like, get crazy. So I don't need somebody to tell me black excellence, but I know black people could do great things. We have invented great things in the past, and we're gonna still invent great things in the future. But I do try to understand how which is the only video I want to play tonight, that how some people try to turn down good, and I never understood that when I came to America. When I came to America, people was like, oh, that's we turn the word bad into a good word. Oh man, you bad man, as a compliment, and then we use the N word as a compliment. What up, man? I'm like, nah, I never liked that word, never will like that word. That means ignorant fool, basically, and that's what it's going to be. And again, the word came, funny enough, it was not meant for black people because it was a Slavic term used against white people back in the day. So it didn't mean black rape per se. It literally just said you basically you're ignorant, slow, I can't art retarded kind of person who's just lazy, a lazy bum. Basically, that's what the slang was for. So it wasn't meant to be that, but I'm not gonna use that word to represent, call my brothers and sisters that, unless, and like I say, I'm not above using it. If it is the definition of their stupid, ignorant, foolish, but yes, I use it for that. I'm not gonna deny that, I don't use it for that. But I do not use that word as a word entertainment. I don't like how sometimes we take bad words and turn them into good words. That's a power that needs to stop because it doesn't make sense. Oh, oh, chicks say they are bad bees, but then you call them a bee. They're like, oh, how dare you? And I'm like, see, that because you're confusing people. You're stupid. We should not be annas and we should not be bad bees. We should not be that. We should talk about, hey, getting a family together. Make sure to have the fathers in the house to help these kids grow up. You need a mother and a father. Both sides needs to be there. Again, is it guaranteed that there won't be a piece of crap in later years? No. But the chances of them being a productive citizen and defending themselves and don't have a lot of emotional damage and stress is the key. Is the key. And again, there are people who defy that. My mom, majority of the time, not for me, but for my sister, was a single mom, and then for me. But you know what? None of us had children out of wedlock. No, I'm married. She's doing well with her boyfriend. Both of us have our bachelor's degrees. Yeah, it happens. There are women out there, and there are a lot of single moms that have success stories. Not against all, so it's not that. But again, we gotta talk like the higher chances. I rather go with the higher chances of things successing than not this. You know what I mean? It just that just makes sense to me. And how we will call, like I said, when I was young, they would call me nerdy and geeky and all that stuff. And I never let it bother me because, again, just did not care. But I have been more times called, a wacko, a weirdo, and blah, blah, blah when I was young. Come to find out again, that the same people and women, I'm just talking from experience, who say I was lame and boring and all that stuff, later on came back and said, oh, hey, are you seeing somebody? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Blah, 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 blah. It happens. So I just never look back and say, yeah. I mean, the first girlfriend I had, when she, like I said, tried to put a child on me and whatever. Is she living an all right life right now? Yeah, she's living an all right life. Is she, of course, with the father of that child who tried to all that stuff? No. But I never, I'm living a better lifestyle than what she's living now. Like I said, it's average. It's not whatever. But again, you gotta just control what's going on in the narratives out there. Don't let them people try to trick you. Right now, you got people who are telling you, dumbing down the education system just like we have us as mental slaves. We don't need to be slaves shackled like before. Now they want us to be mentally slave so we could just keep voting for one way. Two, voting against our own prosperity. Three, keeping us stupid so we could go out there and keep on buying all this stuff and stay in debt. That's what they want. They don't want a smart consumer. They want a stupid consumer. Literally, that's the word, consumer. To consume. They don't want smart shoppers. As my wife could tell you, and everybody could tell you, I am not the handiest man out there, but I'll be dang if I don't try something, whatever. I worked on my wife's car. Shout out to my cousin who passed away, who was a mechanic. He taught me some stuff. I changed my own oil because I'm not paying $90 to change my own oil. Synthetic, full synthetic, of course. That's crazy. I'm paying $30 to change my oil. Do it myself. I fixed my high-end fridge, which is a high-end KitchenAid. It was like a $4,000 fridge. It was not producing ice. It was blocked up. Again, my wife helped me in that. But I did everything, put it, boom, 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 bam. Fridge is working. Ice is producing. Ice is producing now. I've fixed some stuff on her car. Like I said before, I've fixed stuff on my sister's car and stuff before. I have built my own computers. I have built my own computers. I have made my house a smart home the way I want it, not fully dependent on the internet, because that's dangerous. So I ain't stupid, but but I've taken out electric stuff. Right now, I've still got to do stuff with HVC. Like we can do. This is the kind of stuff. Being handyman, doing stuff that we could learn, and there are a lot of handy black men out there who would work and frame and work and do some stuff that way cheaper and feel good doing stuff with their hands than what than going off to college and doing stuff. Which I'm at a point I'm against college per se, unless you're gonna get unless you're gonna be in the STEM field. If you want me in the STEM field, go right in college, do what you gotta do. My brother's son is trying to be a doctor. God bless him. I hope everything goes well. He's in his last set of years to do it, and I hope he becomes a great doctor. I hope my nephew becomes a great doctor. So we can do it. Now, of course, like I said, he's a son of immigrants, legal immigrants, legal, not illegal, legal immigrants. Because again, my brother is from, my mother's from back Nevis, and his wife is from Jamaica, and I'm from Nevis, so I'm the same way too. So, yeah, we can do it. Right, like literally, like this Saturday coming up, I'm my hopefully everything goes well. I'm gonna take my wife's father's Escalade and work on it and try to get some stuff fixed. It's gonna be a pain in the butt, but again, why go out and spend the money if you can and whatever? I got money, but I'm stringent with it, and that's the way it is. Because I don't try to go out and spend crazy amount of money. I'm not a shoehead. If anybody would tell you, I'm mostly a gamer person, so you will see more. Like I said, I'm a nerd, so that kind of stuff. But again, we can do great things. I know, like my wife, she cooks some great. She's a good baker maker of food, and also good of pastries and desserts. Because there's a situation now with a lot of black women out there who don't even know how to cook simple stuff. I was in a house where a woman tried to burn down the house because she didn't know how to boil water, and she did not know how to boil water, but because she did not pay attention all the time, she's on the daggone phone all the time, and I was like, wait a minute, what's that smell? I was like, holy crap, she's trying to burn the house when I'm in here. No. But I also know people who that I saw. I showed this to my wife when a woman said, "We're not gonna fry chicken no more. We're gonna boil. We're gonna fry it with water." I'm like, what? You mean boil it? You ain't frying chicken with water. You're boiling it. What the heck is this world coming through? That's its own craziness right there. And again, I've talked to my wife, like I said, my wife learned a lot of stuff from me because, again, I came from a country where there's more black people. So when people say, oh, you have to talk with the cops. Yeah, my mom taught me to talk with the cops, and it won't know white people. And again, not all cops are bad. There's some that's bad because, again, nothing is 100%. There are bad cops out there, whatever. But again, like literally, when I was going, I don't do stupid stuff. I don't fumble. I don't go, oh, let me go whatever. And I don't talk back to the cop. Oh, you pull me over because I'm black? Like, that is a one-way ticket to be, stop being aggressive. Just keep your hands on the wheel. Is there a problem, officer? As Chris Rock, I showed a video where Chris Rock says, is there a problem, officer? You don't just, what up, mother? And start going off and doing stuff. There was a woman that did that in D.C. I'm like, why? Why did you do that? You put me on because I'm black? Your license plates did not match the car. But you making a big fuss for no reason. Why? I've been put over by dumb cops before. or cops says whatever. I'm like, wait a minute, what? You pulled me over for that? But I didn't do nothing stupid. Hell, the last time I got pulled over, the cop was a nice cop. He was a white cop. I was going to my wedding. And the cop, he was like, okay, this, and this. I was ready to take the ticket. I was speeding. I know I was at fault. I'm not going to lie. I was at fault. And I had my license like, here you go, sir. Here's the card, whatever. He said, you know what else put it over, sir? I said, yes, I know. And he came back and he's like, okay, because I didn't have a prize before that. The ticket before that, I did fault because the cops lied on me and told me that I was speeding, and I know it wasn't. And that one I did fault and I won. I won that one, so I didn't have nothing really on my record. And so he's like, okay, I'm gonna give you a warning because I'm like, yeah, sorry, I was trying to I'm running to get up to get a wedding. He's like, wedding? I said, yeah, and it's my wedding. I showed him my ring, and he's like, oh, man, go ahead up, man, go ahead. I was like, thank you, sir. So, yeah, if we act normal and tone down a lot of the negativity and crap, a lot of times we don't get stupid. If you see your friends doing stuff that's legal, and just because of that, like I've been around people who've done stupid stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I should not be around this crowd. You move away. You walk away from that. But people just like, oh, no, that's my friend. I'm going to got his back. I'm cool and all that. Snitches get stitches and all that stupid crap. No, I'm not going to do that. And then, and some people are like, oh, be careful of the white man, blah, 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 blah. Like I said, there's a lot of white people who have helped me in my lifetime. I'm sorry. Julian Cox, shout out to him. Jeff, who is my boss, shout out to him. Clyde, they have helped me get where I am to this day. Including including some black people, George Rooks, my aunt, black people, Hispanic, Asian people as well too. Kenji, like they've helped me out. It's not like color blind. It's just like I go by the color of, I don't go color of nothing. You are good because I have met evil SE people who are Spanish, who are black, definitely black, who are white, who are a-holes and BSs, who are that, Asians, even to Asian people who are just straight up a-holes. But I also make some great people of those same races and same nationality. That doesn't stop it. It's the color is the person I worried about and know who is going through that stuff. So there's a lot of time I think in the Black America we pigeonhole ourselves back. I really do think that. So I want to show this one video. We're gonna call it a night after that. But I want to show this one video of what I'm talking about. We're sitting there with the cops thing. If I get a child, I'm tell my sister this. So I'm gonna tell my child the exact same thing. Because you know what? If you just don't act stupid, you will get far. I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna preface this with this part right here. And I myself might do the exact same thing as this man is doing. To teach young boys how to be boys. To teach them, hey, what to do in life, how to do stuff. This is a man teaching them about cars, about wheel sizes and tires, simple stuff. But you know what? It's these little simple stuff that go this far. I basically taught a young man, shout out to him. He knows if he's listening. Sometimes he doesn't, sometimes he is, but I taught him how to book a flight. I showed him how to get the passport. I showed him how to mail stuff, how to write it, like simple stuff that you think parents should teach him, but he didn't know. And he was grown. He was in his 20s. He didn't know these things. But anyway, let's check this out.
All this information is on the vehicle usually somewhere, so you don't have to go and find it, right? So what you're gonna do in almost every single vehicle, you're gonna open the door, come over this side. You're gonna open the door, you're gonna look in the door jamb right here. If you look here, and I'll let y'all all come around and see it. If you look right here in the door jamb, it's gonna tell you PSI how much pressure to put in your tire. You understand? Yes, so move out the way and let somebody else come see it. This is gonna be in almost every vehicle. Somewhere it's gonna tell you. So now what we're gonna do We're gonna look. All right, boom. So I found the size of the tire right here, right? Yes, sir. Can y'all see it? Yes, sir. This is the size of the tire right here. Got it? Yes, sir. 235 is what?
How wide it is.
All right, and then the 65 is what?
How tall it is.
Like the height from the rim, right? Yes, sir. And 117 means what?
The size of the rim.
Exactly, all right? You wanna make sure you have tire pressure correct, and you wanna make sure you check the tire threads, you understand? Yes, sir. What I mean by tire thread. So this right here, y'all see all these little tracks right here? Yes, sir. This, come around this way so you can see it. Y'all see the thread right here? Yes, sir. If you can't see it, push somebody out the way so you can see it. All right, so this right here is gonna tell you if you need a new tire or not, you understand? Yes, sir. This thread right here is gonna tell you if you need a new tire. You see how I can stick my finger in there and it's really, really thick, right? Yes, sir. If you had a tire that needed a new tire, it would be smooth right here. After a while, it starts to wear down. And I'll show you on my truck, because I almost need new tires, but I'll show you on my truck how it would be thick at first, but after so long of driving on it, it obviously wears off, right?
And there you go. Simple stuff like that these young men do. I remember, I could remember back a while ago when a guy was, he was scared to change the battery. Now, if it was an electric vehicle, I understand that. But he was scared to change his battery on his car because he was scared to get electrocuted. And he could do stupid stuff like that, yes. But there's videos on the internet that could tell you stuff. Again, negative, positive, positive, negative. That's how you put it off. Boom, 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 boom. You don't want to do positive, whatever, because you don't want it. You don't want to keep it because the frame of the car is basically negative, so it will create a charge. You don't want that. But again, that's just how simple stuff like that to help these young men to know what's going on. You don't gotta go pay a shop 30, 40, 50. Remember, there's shops out there, sadly, that charge women in the morning, and it sucks, to put on wiper blades. They're easy to put on. To change certain things on their car, like it's simple stuff to do. I changed my own filter. I changed my own cabin filter. I changed my own oil. I changed my own. I did my wife's, like I said, I just did my wife's transmission fluid. Like, is yes, you'll get dirty. Yes, it takes time, but time is. There's one thing it is. Time is expensive. Right? Time is the one commodity you can never get back. So I get it. It's something that, but again, I gotta know that my car is coming up on 200,000 miles. Knock on wood, hoping and so far I've scanned everything. They say it's good. It's good computer wise. Everything's been good. Right? The car lasted this long because I make sure the fluids are changed at the right time and it's done. Okay, that's what it is. Now, you see that guy is just in the hood teaching these young boys how to be men. Okay? But there's a problem with that because, again, because he's doing this, people come after him. For what reason, I don't know.
Now some breaking news. FanDuel.
Of course you'll be that commercial. You can't even skip it.
You have them say.
So, yeah. So hear what he's saying now.
Yes, sir, and say it so often. I don't think many of you actually work with children. If you work with young boys today in 2024, most of these boys are very, very, very soft-spoken. They barely speak when you speak to them. They don't say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Like, they don't give the proper greeting of the day at all. They ignore you when you're talking to them. They're nodding their heads and all that number. They want to, finger grip you when you're trying to shake their hand and, grab you with those fingertips. And, I make them say yes, sir, for a reason. The reason being is that it's teaching them to respond to something when somebody's talking to you.
Yes.
It's a routine that I'm building in responding when somebody's talking to you. We also make them say the proper greeting of the day. When they come in the room, when they come in our building, they have to say good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever the proper greeting of the day is to everybody that's in the room. They're also required to shake our hands when they walk in the room. It's building a routine of making your presence known when you first come into any place. That's very important for our boys because they're not understanding that nowadays. And also teaching them, again, to respond. Many of these kids, you're talking to them, they're shaking shaking their head and nodding their head. They're not looking at you while they're talking. And for those of you who keep saying, oh, yes, sir, it's slave mentality, actually, you were also taught not to look at somebody in their face. You were taught not to speak loudly to your slave master, etc. So me telling them to look somebody in their face, project their voice, act like they know who they are, is actually teaching them against being a slave, because being a slave is somebody who cowers down and scared to speak and won't shake their hand and afraid to look somebody in their eye. That's what a slave is. So when I'm telling the kids to say yes, sir, it's not for me or me being egotistical. It's me building a routine in those students. So routines build habits, habits build character, and character makes the man. That's why we make them say yes, sir, and make them say it loudly. It's to learn to project their voice and actually respond when somebody's talking to you, because so many boys nowadays actually don't talk back to you. They don't say anything. They're nodding their heads. They don't know how to shake hands, and they don't know how to get a proper greeting of the day. Please understand why we do that, and know that students are never going to stop saying yes, sir.
And I'm happy that he does that. I'm happy that he does that. But again, he goes out and do stuff like right now, and this one right now on my show is basically a the cops get pulled over, like I just talked about just a couple seconds ago.
The police.
How you doing, sir? Doing good. First thing I want to do is already have my stuff ready, okay?
Yes, sir.
You don't want to get to the freaking car and what he gets.
And I'll say this too. I watched the video. I don't agree with everything he does, but I respect it, and I'm not being negative about it. Like I said, I don't agree with it, but I could disagree nicely and say what I gotta say, which I'll do. All right, now, so let's go with that.
Get to the car and you gotta go fumbling around looking for stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Why don't we want to fumble around looking for stuff? Exactly. They're gonna feel unsafe. You understand?
Yes.
Exactly. You don't want to do that. So I do have my stuff. Best thing to do is to have it inside of your wallet, of course. You have your wallet, but also have your other stuff in a little baggy bag and whatever. And you just easily put it out one time and just leave it there and be cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yes, sir.
Regardless of whether they should or shouldn't feel unsafe, that makes somebody feel unsafe. You fumbling around because things happen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
When they get there, the first thing you want to do is already have your license ready and have your hands on the steering wheel. You understand?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Have your hands on
I
the
agree
steering
with
wheel.
that.
Why?
Because before they don't think you reach for them.
So you're not reaching
Thank
for stuff,
you.
right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes, sir.
And another thing I want to do, I'm gonna let all my windows down. Okay, I ain't got nothing to hide, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna let all my windows down in the car, and if it's nighttime, I'm gonna turn the car light on.
Okay. I ain't putting all my windows down unless you got tint. Okay, I'll be honest. If it's tinted, I get it because I can kind of get what he's saying. But if it's not tinted, I ain't putting my windows down. All my windows down. I might put on my driver's side window down because it's just whatever to see whatever. But I ain't put all my windows down. And again, I've done what he's done. Yes, I turn the light on. What I've done, and you gonna see. Here's another thing that I'll do. My cup holder is like right to the left of me, whatever. What I do is go ahead, go to the phone, press record, and turn it towards me where I think the camera could see me and my face in the cop, and just have it there. Let's do that. If you're fast enough to get to alive and do that, okay. But you know, just a thing. Now live will be more whatever. But if you could get recorded, just record it. So you have the thing. So in case anything goes wrong with a cop, you have that. That's an extra tip that I told people. The one what I did, I didn't do that with the last time I got put off because I know it's in the wrong, and I said it was daytime, and I said okay, let me just go and get the ticket. Let me try to get up to my dang wedding. That's what it was, but the night before, the last time I got pulled over, like I said, I didn't have my phone and I had this stuff, and I was like, yeah, okay. So if everybody could do phone, just go hit that camera. Put it on, return the camera, and just cut it so you can see it. And in some cases, if he sees the screen he see his screen, like himself on the screen, he's like, okay, he might not do nothing stupid either. Again, not all cops are good. Okay, I just said not all cops are good. There's some of them that are bad, and there's some of them are crummy as hell. But again, that's the nature of human beings. We are infallible creatures. But anyway. So that's what we do.
So he can see everything in the car, right?
Yes, sir.
Why am I doing that?
So he don't think you trying to hide nothing or somebody trying to hide something for you.
Exactly. Everybody feels safe, right?
Yes, sir.
So we already starting the stop off great. He probably in a good mood that I done let the window down. I done turned the lights on. He probably in a better mood now, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So boom, he gonna come to the car. Yes, sir. All right, cool. So he gonna get my license. He may or may not go back to the car, which they usually do. They're gonna basically check your name, see if you got any warrants, if your license suspended, blah, blah, blah. But you sit tight and just wait for him to finish. Good?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. He's coming back, bring my license. He's probably gonna give me a ticket for not having my seatbelt on. Now, what's the wrong thing to do if I'm getting pulled over and he come up to the car?
Run.
Nah, what? Run? We're not gonna run. And what's another thing we're not gonna do? Talk back.
Talk back.
Cussing, talking smack, all that stuff, right?
That's the number one reason why a lot of people, black people, get caught up in a lot of crap. Mostly women. Women, oh boy, ooh. It's just like I said, that video that went viral just a while ago this week with that black woman, when she had a wrong license plate with a wrong car, and she's like, "No, it's not. It's not." It's like,
no, son of a bitch.
why are you talking back to him? Just leave it at that. And he was being nice. He was gonna let you go, but no, you started being mouthy with him. Jeez.
Right?
Yes, sir.
We're not doing none of that number if we get pulled over. We're not talking smack. We're not cussing. We're not telling them what our rights is. Blase, blase, blah. We're not doing none of that. You understand?
Yes, sir.
We're trying to get home, and he trying to get home. Cool?
Yes,
Do
sir.
We're
that.
just trying to make sure everybody stays safe, because if we start talking smack, now what if he decide not to give me a ticket because I was being cool and I let my windows down and all that, right?
Yes, sir.
But if I decide to, well, I had my seatbelt on. I just took it off when you came up here. He gonna get upset, right?
Yes,
Because he
sir.
gonna be lying. So the best thing to do, also when you get pulled over, is to tell the truth, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Another thing you don't want to do, if you look inside my truck right there, what I got like on my windshield right there,
Headlight.
it's a dash cam. It's a dash cam. You don't want to, if you can encourage your mama, or whenever you get a license, you want to make sure that you have a dash cam in your vehicle as a second precaution.
That's why I talk about this having a camera. You go, your phone is with you. Just click it quick, put it in a cup holder, angle it to you. You can do that within like 4 or 5 seconds. And trust me, I've done it. So you can do that. So there you go. Okay, that's good. That's what I'm saying.
So for insurance purposes, get in an accident, you want to have an inside and an outside dash cam. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you keep that in your vehicle. We good?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now let's say he has to pull me out the car.
So could you step out the car for me?
Is there a reason I need to step out the car?
The license came back suspended. So could you step out the car for me?
Okay. Your license come back to suspended, you gotta step out the car. I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, ain't no way. No. Just go ahead and do it. Good?
Yes, sir.
Why we ain't arguing with him?
Because he will listen.
We gonna make him mad. We might just escalate the stop. You understand?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
All right, the license could be suspended. Now he can say he smelled marijuana, right?
Yes, sir.
If he says he smelled marijuana, there's nothing that you can do about it. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Get out the car. You understand?
Yes, sir.
If he say he smelled weed, just get out. We not fussing and fighting on the side of the road. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Have there been situations where people have done everything absolutely right and something still happened? Sure, but
Sure.
is that happening all the time?
No.
No.
That's not happening every day. That's not happening every time somebody get pulled over. Most people
Exactly.
have a basic stop every day, just like this, where they get pulled over, they take their ticket, and they go on by their day. You understand?
Yes,
So
sir.
don't
Yeah.
let nobody make you feel scared of the cops or anything like that, but you also want to make sure you take the proper precautions so you still have a good stop. You understand?
Yes,
And
sir.
of course, the best way to not have to interact with the police is what? Not break the law, right?
Yes, sir.
Don't be
True.
speeding with seatbelt on. Don't be riding with your cell phone in your hand. All that stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Like I said,
Yeah.
if you get pulled over and you truly don't know, he probably gonna tell you already. And if he don't, just ask him why you getting pulled over. Cool?
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's how we gonna keep that real simple. That's the easiest way to keep the stop simple, to make sure everybody's safe, make sure you safe, and make sure everybody get back home to their family. We good?
Yes, sir.
In a nutshell, everything that Mr. Randall told y'all was pretty jam up, okay?
Yes,
One thing
sir.
you want to make an officer feel is safe. All right, that's the key, because that's what I feel. That's my key to going home, is being safe, okay?
Yes,
Just
sir.
like you want to get home, we want to get home. And I tell everyone, listen, once you're pulled over by the cops, all right, prime example with your license, right? You see how quick he gave me his license, all right? When you turn 16, you're gonna be super happy to get your license, right?
Yes, sir.
So why when you want to show them to me, right?
Yes, sir.
Makes sense, right? Oh yeah,
Yes,
here you
sir.
go, Officer Franklin. Let me show you my license. Man, I got my license. I'm jammed up. I'm good. All right. It's a way of keeping us from doing a lot of stuff. How you doing, sir? It's a way of
See?
keeping
Even-
yourself safe and keeping us on our toes. Okay.
Yes,
I'm one of
sir.
those officers that I'm big on honesty. You know, sometimes I may write a ticket. Most of the times I may not. You know, if you know you're doing something wrong, just go ahead and admit it, so we can get everything on rolling and get you on about your business. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The part about putting your hands on the steering wheel, making your hands visible, that's one of the biggest issues that we have. All right. Just put your hands on the steering wheel and you can talk to me like this, right? That's not asking you to do too much, all right? It's just asking you to,
Exactly.
you know, that way we don't have to worry about you reaching to get some, or if we tell you, hey, could you give me your license and your wallet is on the seat? Hey, Officer Franklin, I'm gonna grab my wallet off the seat, all right, man, go ahead. You know, now you're not old enough to do this, but once you get to the point where you have a weapon in the car, I always let an officer know you got a weapon. Every time. Hey, listen, hey, Officer Franklin, I'm a police officer. When I get pulled over, you know, because
as officers do, get pulled over, the first thing I say is, hey, how you doing? You know, I do have a weapon in the car. And most of them will say, okay, you got a license for that? Yeah, I got a license for that. You know, and sometimes I show them a badge. Sometimes I say, hey, I'm a police officer. I got a weapon in the car, so that they know and they understand. Yeah. And I'll tell them where it's at. Hey, man, it's over there in that seat, or it's under my seat, or it's in the glove compartment. That way they'll know. That way if you reach in that area, then they got a reason to feel nervous, all right? But if they already know, and you already got your hands on, you don't have to worry.
Yeah, and I personally, like, every time I let an officer know I had a weapon, they usually don't bother you. They don't be like, oh, let me see your license. They just be like, all right, bet. And usually what I do, if I have my firearm in the car, while I'm getting pulled over, I put it in the passenger seat so they can see it when they get there. So that way I'm like, hey, weapon over there. And sometimes I don't really have to say much because they already see it, you know.
Again,
so I try to make it visible so we already have an understanding of we all trying to feel safe. And if a police officer pull up to your car and you didn't already let all the windows down and turn the light on, you already starting to get off in a great mood.
You've eliminated a lot of questions. Yep. You've also eliminated me having to pull out this little flashlight right here and shine it all in your car and do all this extra stuff that you don't like me doing anyway, okay? So if the lights are already on, I'm gonna just look and, okay, cool. I can see who's in the back seat, see what they got going on. I can see everybody in the car, you know, so you've eliminated that. 2 words I want y'all to, or 3 words I want y'all to remember. Get home safe.
Get home safe.
About this would be something.
That is what I'm talking about. We need more of that to teach our black young sons and daughters. Don't get it wrong. It's basically black youths. But we need that so they understand, so they won't stop being mouthy with the cops, okay? Again, like he said, and it's true. All that, again, there's bad cops, they're horrendous, and then there's pieces, they're literally
you piece of loser.
Cops out there. They are. I'm not denying that, not saying it ain't happening. But don't do stupid crap. And you will get home. They want to get home to their wife and kids and family. So do I. So I'm not getting. I've been pulled over for bogus stuff before. I've been pulled over when a cop told me when I had I don't have it up here. When I used to go to NC State and I had my my planned carrier, like, you know, your blueprint carrier. It's a holster thing that could extend out big and small and blah blah blah. And I remember the cop came through and he looked through the glass. He's like, "Is that a bazooka?" I'm like, and I was like, "Really? Really? You think it's a bazooka?" "Yeah, I got a bazooka in the back of my car." Can you step out of the car and whatever it is?" I said, "Okay, I'll step out of the car. Can we search the car?" "Nope. Unless you got a search warrant, you ain't gonna search this car. Unless you got a search warrant, you got stuff there. I got nothing to hide. But I can wait. Look, here you go, officer. I can wait right here, and you will go get a warrant and make sure we could search for everything. That's all it is, because I'm not doing that." And he let me go. Cause I wasn't mouthy with him. I was just, like I said, if you have a warrant to search my car, then yeah, we go with that. If you ain't got it, then no. I was like, now the point is, like you said, he said the whole, I smell weed in the car. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you smelling, because I don't smoke this stuff, but it's becoming more and more whatever, and I've smelled it more and more now from just being around certain people. It's just like, good grief. It's just like, really? It's more black than white than usual. But again, I know a lot of people like, oh yeah, it's just weed and all that stuff. Whatever. It's a carcinogen. I don't want it in my lungs in a part, but I digress. But those are sensible things that he just stated right there. Okay? Sensible things he stated. But you know what? People still was not cool with what he said. Which is crazy to me. They were not cool with that.
Interact with the police. And this is just a routine traffic stop. Like if you were speeding or, you know, your tail lights out or whatever, just tell them to be polite, let the windows down, have their hands on the steering wheel, have their license ready when they get there. You know, the basic stuff, so that way you don't have to go reaching, etc. I have been called all types of coons and sellouts and degenerates, and Harriet would have left me hanging, etc., just for simply teaching the kids to be polite.
Which is stupid.
Police pulled them over. The contrary suggestions from the pro-black community have been to assert their rights to the police, argue with the cops on the side of the road, and tell them what you are and aren't going to do for a routine traffic stop. Sure. I've been told that this is going to get them killed, and I should tell them that they should assert their rights to the cops on the side of the road.
Poor black kids.
Wow, what a waste. The poor children.
Exactly. Are you crazy? No. You're not gonna get them killed. That's the best thing to do.
They've also said that these cops are white supremacists and that white supremacists have infiltrated the police force.
Was that not a black cop? What the? What? That was a black cop, right?
What the fuck?
And the white supremacists. Okay, all right.
I would feel like white supremacist cops are waiting for you to escalate a situation so they can do something to you. I even had people say, well, you should teach the kids to kill the cops before the cops kill them.
What? What the fuck?
Wait, you teach them to do what now? Who are these losers? Who are these?
You piece of loser.
To tell this to the black kids, including black boys. Oh, that's a smart thing to do. Oh my goodness, is the programming that messed up?
And hey man, I don't know what's up, what's in the juice in our community right now, but man, even got people still mad because the students are saying yes sir or yes ma'am, as if they're like, oh well, yes ma'am, yes sir was a part of slavery. I'm like, yeah, but people who weren't slaves were saying yes sir and yes ma'am too. Like, again, like anything that has to do with manners, etiquette, common decency, common sense is all white. We've made our existence solely being contrary to white people. Like, if you're pro-black, you have to be contrary to white people. If white people suggest or agree with anything, you have to be the opposite. If white people say we shouldn't jump off the bridge because we're gonna die, then we all should jump off the bridge because white people said it. Like, this is what you sound like. Like just the other day in the caption of one of my skilled trades videos, I asked for suggestions on things to teach the boys. And of course people were making suggestions. So there's a white lady comment and she said, we should teach the kids, how to, work outside and blah, blah, blah. There's some good suggestions. We had black people under the comments like just berating her for no reason at all. Like she didn't even say anything wrong. It's under like blah, 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 just going at her throat. Nobody asked you and Caucasian this and blah, 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 all because she made suggestions that I asked for. Like, we really don't think that energy could be used somewhere else. Like, seriously, like, I don't know, again, where we at and what's in the juice, but all this extra anger, etc., and nothing's happening, like, we got to stop. None of the work that I do is for the black community as a whole. I do my work for my hometown of Albany, Georgia.
Amen.
I have been past the point where I've let people convince me that the entire black community is going to be saved one day if we all just get reparations and all the white people die, etc., etc.
No, son of a bitch!
And we're just going to be the best ever. Ever since I began working in this community, especially with young black men, the only thorns in my side have been black elected officials, black superintendents, black this, black that. Everybody's been black. Like, everybody that's been a thorn in my side has been black people.
You serious?
Am I surprised by that? I got to tell you from my experience, the most people who've been a pain in my ass majority of the time has been black people. Just saying. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to be whatever. I just said that. We are our greatest enemies sometimes. We could flourish much, much more if we just not get that toxic crap out of our heads and out of our minds and just help one another and do better things.
We have fed our communities. We've given away free gas. We have helped moms with their light bills all the time. We do grocery giveaways every month. Like, all this stuff that I do all the time that never gets posted or talked about is what we do on a weekly, monthly basis. We do this all the time. And this work is mainly helping black moms and black kids, but then you'll say, oh, well, you got white racist people donating to your organization. Then on the other hand, you'll say, well, white racist people need to be giving money to black people. So again, I don't understand what's the problem when y'all say, oh, well, white people are donating to your organization, and you say white people need to be given to black organizations. So what exactly are you looking for? I'm just saying, I don't know no white racist people that I think would be donating to a black organization. I don't see why a Ku Klux Klan member would be donating to our organization, teaching black children how to be successful. I don't understand. But anyway, I'll go back to being a coon and all these other racially charged names y'all keep calling me because I want young black men to be successful. Y'all take care of yourselves. Peace.
You cannot possibly argue to me in good faith that what you have seen is in any way, shape, or form controversial to the next generation of black youth. And the responses this guy has gotten for doing these things is fucking absurd because they've come from black people. They've come from people who spend all this time telling you that they have the white man's boot on their neck and they can't succeed and they can't do anything in life and they just need a chance, but they can't get that chance because of white supremacy and white guilt and white hierarchy and white patriarchy. And you see a guy taking his time to be a positive influence as compared to the rest of these dipshits y'all put on pedestals and praise and say, you are what it means to be black in society, even though they're sitting there being the dumbest stereotype under the sun. You have this guy doing everything necessary to teach young black boys to be better, and you have a fucking problem with that. You see him doing things that you can't do and that you won't do, and you see it as a problem because it's not your way of life. And you know what? Devil's advocate, cards on the table. Every situation with police officers is not going to be the same because, yes, on this channel, we've talked about some real power-hungry-esque individuals who abuse their power, yes, on other individuals, but also black males as well. So that's obviously an outcome you'll probably have to deal with. It would be better if you didn't respond with some belligerent outcome that could make you look worse instead of the person who is in a position of somewhat power abusing it and facing a rightful punishment for such a thing, because duh, you're not gonna sit there and make the situation worse when it's already escalated to a point that you can't pull it back from. But in you motherfuckers' minds, it's perfectly reasonable to start throwing hands or do some weird Beacom Jokic movie stretch to where you think you can get away with it because you're the disenfranchised who's gonna start a GoFundMe to scam a bunch of motherfuckers because in your mind, you're the victim. What I'm gonna need from you black saviors is quite simple. The same thing I need from the white saviors. Stop thinking you're the only people on the planet. Stop thinking your way is the only way. I get it. You think everything in your life is catered in a form of you fighting back against white supremacy and you need more uplifting characters to do things that benefit you and you alone. But in reality, that's not how the world works. You people bitched for years, and years again about needing more positive role models, and I hate to break it to you, these red pill motherfuckers are not it. Dr. Umar is not it. Your favorite rapper is not it. Guys like him are it because they are dedicating time to doing things you talk about and dream about he's actually doing, but you're not liking how he does it because it makes you uncomfortable. Guess what? It ain't about you because you are in your late 20s or your early 30s or your dying 40s and you think the world's supposed to care about what you think while you're sitting on your ass bitching about people being productive in society instead of being destructive for society. I could have sworn we all wanted to see black youth be better, but apparently a couple months ago y'all was bitching about young black boys wearing suits because apparently them doing that was corny and bitch-made behavior in your eyes. You claim to want better for the black people and the next generation of black people, yet when people are making strides to make that happen, you seemingly want to stick it to them and want them to be on the ground and you want them to not be successful in that endeavor because it's not your way of life.
And the thing about it, Kim, and that's where we get the crab in the crab in the barrel mentality because of that kind of situation. And it sucks. It literally sucks. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again. These are not the kind of situations that that we could do. I'm serious. Like for black people, we could do. We have to say we have the power. We can do a lot of things great. We really can. So I tell many, like I said, I have gone and been, just like this guy I've done, I've gone and been a surrogate father for black boys and black young men because they didn't understand certain things. But hey, when they got to the point where they got to do certain things, it's like, hey, I'm here. I'm here. You guys want me to go? I got you. So, yeah. That's what we need right now. And again, we can do it. There are positives out there. I am so happy that I never got caught up into a lot of the things that's going on. I am. I praise God that I'm happy that I didn't get caught up in a lot of that stuff. But you know what? There's a lot of kids out here who don't. And we don't need to all be living in a ghetto. We don't need to be out living on Section 8. We don't need to be doing that stuff. Work hard. Stop the scamming and scheming. Put away the women, guys. Do not, wrap it up and put away the women. And the women, don't do the exact same thing to the men. Because again, they always talk about, oh, one of the most, that's a lie. They always kill me. That'd be debunked. Black women are the most educated in America. No, you're not. All right, I bunked that just a while ago too in another video. You're not. One, but two. So what? Just because you're educated doesn't mean you're smart. I know plenty of men and women who are educated. But when it comes to do simple tasks, it literally fries their brain. You need to have a little bit of street smarts and education. That's the best balance you can have. If I had to choose one, I'll choose the street smarts. But again, just be educated doesn't mean, because remember, that educated just is going over the stuff over and over again. That's what that is. So I'm just telling y'all, we can do stuff. We've been doing stuff. We've invented good stuff. We've created good stuff. We've been great doctors, great lawyers, great professionals. We've done that. When it comes to sports, because of our genetics, we're dominant in sports. Okay? We're the best when it comes to a lot of that stuff. So we have black excellence in the way out there. Like I said, we have kids who have gone and got scholarships from 11 years old. Like I said, I did a show about that kid that was 11 years old and basically graduated out of college. So it's not white kids doing it; it's black kids doing that. But we got to the point right now where they want to keep us stupid, where kids are in 6th grade, 7th grade can't read at a 1st grade level, which is sad. And now they're making it like, oh, you will pass with an F. No. That's horrible. You demand better of your kids, you teach better of your kids. I understand that you as a parent gotta go work 3, 4, 5 jobs to support your kids and do that stuff, and you're getting support and everything. I get it. But have standards. Have just regular standards. I'm not saying I have a high standard, I have regular standards. There's a video with the mom in DC, when she found out her son was going to school and he wasn't learning nothing. Not because she wasn't a busy mom. I get that. She was a single mom working, yeah. But she never tested her kid, never seen whatever. My mom didn't know a lot of the stuff that I was getting taught in. Cause I went to a private school thanks to my dad put me in a private school when I was in elementary and middle school. And then went to a public school. I mean, a private school, sorry. A public high school. And she made sure that she made sure that my classes were done, my work was done, whatever. Like even in 11th grade, even my teacher, what I thought I did so well, when I got higher than 100%, like you get all the 100% in the class, and she's like, I gotta give your son 110%. Why? Because he's done all the work and he's good at his stuff. Or when I got suspended in class, I got suspended from high school one time. Even when I got suspended, I'll tell you right now, I was scared as crap when my mom was coming to school. But when my mom saw the reason why I got suspended was because of a dang pervy teacher. Anyway, teacher, she was like, yeah, he's weird. Okay, you know what? I see where you're coming from. And she let it go because she knows I'm a good student. She knows I'm not going to do nothing stupid. Okay? So again, we can do great things. And I want to wish everybody out there, even though I don't believe in it, I'm happy because this is a leap year, tonight, 29th. Hope you all have a good night. Hope everything is good. Remember out there, people, take care of yourself. Because again, if you're a person who have to take care of family, take care of yourself, and take care of your family, take care of neighbors, and that's how we want to have a great community, okay? And remember, evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, height, sexuality, nationality, genders. Evil is evil. I don't care what it is, evil is evil, okay? And last but not least, all right, people are stupid, individuals smart. Be that smart individual. This is your boy Tick for Project Open Mic. Thank y'all for joining us up in here. It's about 28,450 people watching of our platforms. So again, thank y'all for that. I'll catch y'all next time. Next Thursday, we'll be back. I'll be back in full swing and talking about all kind of topics that's out there. It's crazy, all right? Have a good night. Peace out.